Drag race to the line for leaders. Johnson and Holt. Holt will out of top of the regular line. Across the line, it's going to be Holt by 0.006 of a second. We are underway. SuperStar ARCA here at Phoenix for 200 laps. Sixth machine around off turn 2. Huge wreck there. Samosian drives it in the blue tires off of turn 4. Connor Samosian, blue tire fall, 4-tire fall, 1 tire across the line. Connor Samosian is still the way near Kansas.
We're live here at Daytona to set the starting lineup. SuperStar ARCA Cup and opener qualifying underway right now. One driver on the track at a time. Now we have Samuel Hoff on the racetrack right now. Random order right now. He is locked in though. Top 25 in the points last season. Locked in, so no matter how he does tonight, he'll be in race season opener. For right now, his first lap of the session is going to be a 49.550. Next driver on the track will be Thomas Spencer. He's also locked in. So 62 cars scheduled to go out right quick. I mentioned top 25 last season. They're already locked in. Spencer, he finished 6th in the points last season. Only one top 5, 5 top 10 out of the 12 races. We're gonna set his first lap here. Most of these drivers get in the bottom lane here. 1 and 2 and 4 run the top off of 4. Fast lap. Reinforcement goes. Back gonna go to 06 possibly here. Continue to go down more. Doesn't look to be pole position lap time. 49.45. About a tenth off of Samuel Hoff. The other go out will be Young. Actually taps the outside wall in 3 and 4. Just slow him down big time. Not sure if he's allowed to reset. Don't believe he will be able to, so does not look it'll be a good lap for the Wayne Young and the 8 machine. He's also locked in, so finished 18th in points last season. This could be a very tough lap time for him for the dual race here tonight to set his starting spot. But really, these drivers that are locked in already, just looking for a good starting position, 250 lap rate our race. rabbitholepodcast.com 250. Hold. The Wayne Young ripping the outside wall off at 3 and 4. ARCA looked like lap time here. For his starting position, it's going to be a 51.438, almost 2 seconds off of Samuel Hoff. Still sitting in first place right now. The route camera right head also locked in. We did have the Rookie Rumble last week. You know, that race was Peterson. He will be going out as the 43rd car to go. He has a while until he goes out on the racetrack. First 25 drivers that go out on the racetrack are locked in. Top 2 in qualifying, obviously automatically locked in. Race next week. Everyone else will be fighting for the dual position. 15 drivers in total for 37 spots, depending if everyone else does show up here tonight. Of the 37 drivers not locked in, will make it. Egghead goes 3rd. Driver on track is Jacob Wilson. Track right now, guys. His lap right here. He's in that 9th place spot in the points. Only 8 starts for Jacob Wilson. So not a lot of starts for him, but out of those 8 starts, he had 5 top 10. Pretty impressive this season. I mean, his rating on the Sim Racer Hub, one of the highest, only making 8 starts. Top 5 in the driver rating around that area, top 5 or top 7. So definitely could be one to watch out for a whole season with the chase. I mean, never really know what could happen. Cross line 49.654, that puts him in 3rd place, but still being able to touch off so far. Out. Different ordering, like switch up there, but see if we can off right now. Hello, Sam, we got a copy? Right now, he's still sitting on top of the board over a 10th of the field. Still got a lot of drivers to go, obviously, but do you think you have a good chance of maybe putting this thing on pole position? Yeah, I mean, Looking forward to overall. What's your thoughts on dual races? I mean, obviously you're locked in, but a lot of other drivers not locked in. It's gonna be pretty chaotic though.
Try and put this thing up front, so we'll go from there. I got a dart, sorry. I gotta run this show.
Talk to you. She goes up to second by a thousandth of a second overall. So now in the race at his lap, so I suppose he wanted to watch out for it. Good, so maybe goes and was last season. Nathan Johnson in that one. Prime position for that one. Pole position was Samuel Hoff, Dwayne Young, Alex Anderson, Joshua Kleibach, the top 5 for qualifying there. Brock Morris, 7th, the 1. Nathan Johnson, the 1. Qualified. A few drivers left. Qualify that. Qualifying around there. Obviously, not the best qualifying. Clearly, way off the field right now. Nine 7. 39.6 puts him in 6th place. Lap did not count. Reda now on the track right now. AJ Venezzia's lap time come through, so also on the racetrack. Samuel Hoff still way ahead of the field, almost a 10th clear at Daytona. You don't really see that a lot. Yeah, really good qualifying all year. A lot of laps for that one, so probably a lot of practice for that. Time translates the off for turn 4. The high 49. Will put himself in 6th place. 7th, actually. A little bad lap there, maybe a little bobble through 1 and 2, 3 and 4. Corners are definitely the places that you gain the most time and I guess. Five through 1, 4 off the line. I guess he'll be qualified. Actually, I don't believe he was at the first race of last season. Not run at Daytona last season. He is locked in, obviously. Daytona's. Or guy 49, possibly 9. I'm one. Like he could put himself up to 2nd. Looks like he will. The 2 now. Greg Martin now on the racetrack also. That's Brockman, possibly. Qualified. Had a good qualifying position last season. 7th place. Had a few wins that season, last season too, but races also, I believe. Had 4 top 10s, but also he had 2 wins on the season. They races. Because of Iowa, it was a good age 49.6 quicker, and looks like it will be up to 5th. Rockmore's on the racetrack. Kayak track. Seems okay, with racetrack on rival. Best strategy here. The outside again of one. He's already locked in. He taps the outside wall, so his lap will not count. Goes down. The outside walls. Does get a lap here. He goes up. Count. More back. Goes 50, slowly coming down a little bit. Line B 49.1 up to him up 8. Currently actually I believe that's our driver to outlock now on the race. Actually, Alex Anderson, 49.9. No one else has cracked into the fives yet, and goes up to second now. Ryan Sauer also. I'm not sure. Supposed to be on track. Alpha 4 Ryan Sauer. 396. How low will it be? The 49.647. That puts him 7th. Very, very close. 5 thousandths of a second as Warren goes up to 13. On loose track now. So, second driver to go that is not locked in yet. Cooper Morton right now in 13th. Could be good sprinting position for him. Dual races. Samuel Hoff still the only driver to run 5. No close to him yet. Crossing line to be 49.744. That puts him in 15th place. Dan Adams. Kenyon Jones not locked yet. Third driver that is not locked in the lap time. Back in with a 39.9, but slowly going down. Seven off 49.6s. Inside that top 10, like he will. 49.45, that puts him up to 7th. Great starting position for him. Driver's not locked in. Going here. They have movement. Cameron moved up on their track though. I believe we're getting to our drivers that are not locked in now. All drivers. Alex McCoy. Jeremiah Holt. Elton. Jared Skinner being not to the lap that are locked in. Across the line, Tyler Forsythe, he's going to go with a 49.68. That puts him in 15. Daniel Molnick's on track now. They're really important qualifying laps for these drivers. If any of these drivers can get to the top 2 position, they are locked in the race next week. But Azerbaijan goes up to second. 49.562. Dude Skinner 49.591. Couldn't see them on the track. But well, check rain. Guess let me a little break and we'll be right back with the qualifying. Back here for Daytona qualifying Timothy Presley on the racetrack right now. We've gone through 27 of the 62 scheduled drivers. Bofield coming on the track right now. Across the line, Timothy Presley looking like a 49.6 and 49.658 puts him up to E15 on the race also.
Machines in the 23 machine you see here, part of Ricky Bobby Racing. So it's either first or last for him tonight.
That's definitely one way to put it.
See, the paint scheme's inspired by the JRM entry, the number 40 whiskey car Justin Agar drove last week or 2 weeks ago now.
Michael James is a rookie here, so first start, I believe.
He has 3 starts this season.
3 starts last season.
Excuse me.
Still a rookie here this season. Across the line, so 49.617. That's a really good lap time for Michael James. That puts him up to 6th place. Now on the racetrack, we have Rick Cofield. what you can do here. Michael Mom coming out right now after Mark Cofield. Really good for that 97 machine. Off of turn 4. You have 49.642. That's gonna put him up to 10th place right there. What a good lap for him. Mom now off of turn his first lap.
Yeah, last season in the SuperStar ARCA Cup Series, ran all but one race, made 11 starts. Fortunately, not able to crack a single top 5 or top 10, but looking to change that here this season. This part of Ricky Bobby Racing we just mentioned earlier.
Off of turn 4 he goes. Looks like it's going to be a 49.7 this time. Not 49.6, which you probably want to be in. But it's going to be 49.712. That'll put him up to 26th now. Now on the racetrack, John Peterson. Have about 28 more cars to go. Obviously not everyone in the session, so
Yeah, John Peterson, one of our rookies here this season.
yeah, he actually won the rookie rumble that allowed some of these rookies to get into the have a chance to even make the first race of the season. Was a race last week on this night. 23 of the drivers advanced out of the 36. He ended up winning that race actually.
Yeah, he's a part of Did He Racing, which finished 4th in the team standings last season. And it is currently a 3-car team with Vinny Venpot and Jose Benicio.
It's a pretty good lap time with a 49.652. Let's go put him in 18th place. So solid starting spot. Gonna put him in 9th place on the outside, or 9th place in his Duel 2 if it stays. Most likely will not, but still. Looking to start around top 15 at least. Overall, most likely, as Zachary Tyler starting his first lap.
He's another one of our rookies.
Yeah, he finished in 12th place last week in the Rookie Rumble. Started in the 3rd, so had a good qualifying there in the Rookie Rumble. .9 entering 3 and 4. We'll see if he can improve on that. Looks like he will. Seems like the good lap times you see at 49.7s off of turn 4, and looks like we get to see that right there. Looking really good coming across the line. Let's see how low he can get. It's going to be a 49.630. Very good lap time. This could put him up into 8th place. But only 3 drivers so far be able to crack into 49.5, so we'll see if anyone else can do it, but only been Samuel Hoff, Connor Zabosian, and Jared Skinner so far. All of them locked in. The highest non-locked driver, Michael James, in 6th.
So we keep getting rookie after rookie here in qualifying right now.
Yeah, I think it's just the order it goes in. The first 25 out were the locked in drivers and everyone else not locked in. So it's kind of just the luck of the draw really at this point. In total tonight, 62 drivers. 25 of the 62 are already locked in as here comes Bryce Holmcomb across the line. It's going to be a 49.677. That puts him in 26th. Now, Joshua Clydebuck on the racetrack. But like I was saying, 25 of the 62 that are qualifying in here tonight are already locked in. So there's only 15 spots up for grabs for 37 drivers.
Cladback last season made 10 starts. Here. He'd get only one top 10 throughout the season. Last season at Daytona, Cladback started 5th place, so let's see how he does here. Went on to finish 22nd.
'29. Not the best run there. Kelly Akron gonna come across the line to complete, start her first lap.
Akron is yet another one of our rookies this season. See how much the head shakes around in this car. No, it doesn't affect the drivers, but it's a nice touch that Iverson has.
Off of turn 4 is gonna be like 49.6, high one though. 49.668, that puts Kelly Akron up to 24th. Roger Thomas low through 1 and 2, I believe. We gotta stop. So, not the driver going out. I think Brandon Wallace might be. Only showing line up for his lap. Brandon Wallace off for turn 4, gotta start his first lap now. Off of turn 4. Looking like it's going to be a high 49.6. 49.643. That puts Wallace up to 12th place. Really good performance there. Around 99.
He almost looked like he'd break into the 49.5s there. So AJ Hudson, the 53, comes out.
Very slow. Let's in the 54th driver in the order here go out. But a few other drivers haven't skipped, but we are nearing the end of qualifying shortly, probably in the next 20 minutes or so. Hudson resets as Tony Shelton now on the racetrack. Shelton, I believe, was scheduled to go out way earlier. Scheduled to be the 15th driver, but now he's not going out either, so... Roger Thomas there, possibly.
It looks like he's finally coming out now. He's a part of Rabbit Hole Motorsports, just a group of 3 rookies here alongside Braden Cook in the 87 and Jason Rushton in the 78.
It's Jake Ballman on the racetrack now. I think they're split into 2 different groups, so we can't really see half of them sometimes. I gotta figure out who's in each group, but Ballman through 1 and 2 now. The Dr. Pepper machine. Currently there are about 18 drivers left in qualifying that have not set a lap. And 4 of them are locked in. Here comes Ballman crossing the line now. It's going to be 49.6. It's going to be 49.672. That puts him in 27th place. Right now, it's not. We're getting near the end. Final few drivers, about 15 to 20 or so, depending on how many join the session, that are left in the set a lap. And looks like the top 2 pretty much locked up unless someone can really set a really good lap time and shock the field right now. As Big McClung not setting a lap right now, so he's pointing out the racetrack. Someone else is setting a lap. Doesn't look like actually AJ Hudson on the racetrack now. The order exactly isn't exactly right, so you don't really know who's exactly going out because some people got skipped because they weren't in the session at the moment. But Hudson is the 54th driver on the schedule to go out on the racetrack. But if you do skip your qualifying run, you will miss the qualifying. So Tyler Martin, John Peterson, Caleb Winslow, and Steve Rogers have been skipped. I believe Peterson did set a lap time, so that might be a little not as strict as you might think. But Hudson crossing line now. He's one of the drivers not locked in. Pretty much every driver here on out not locked in. Blake McClung also on the racetrack now, setting his lap in a different group. That's why you can't see him at the same time. Hudson down the back straightaway, actually on his real lap. 50 flat entering turn 3 and 4. It's one of the better ones we've seen. The lap time just continue going down and down. So you can get to the 7s off of turn 4. Not quite. So it looks like it'll be a high 6 most likely. Down the front straightaway he goes. Looks like it will be a 49.724. Puts him up to 39th. Blake McClung down the back straightaway he goes. Currently on a lap, actually. It's going very slowly down the back straightaway. As Albert Lopez on the track also. In this group number 2, I believe, in the official Harrison session. So Blake McClung across the line is not going to be 45.5. It's going to be a 108.3. So he qualifies dead last. Pretty much intentionally, I believe.
A nice Sunday drive for him.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he just wants to start in the rear of the field in the duels. No problem with that. I mean, if he doesn't believe he has the speed to get pole position, you know, could be a good strategy. You don't have a fast pair in the duel races, so
You just want to stay back and let everybody else potentially wreck out.
yeah, we only have a few handful of drivers left to set a lap time here. Cross the line here, it's going to be a pretty good lap time. 49.679 puts Albert Lopez up to 31st. Which might not sound great, but it's out of 62 drivers, so, you know, half of the field is behind you.
Found it interesting off of turn 4. He moved up high down the straightaway, just try to ARCA a little more. Or ARCA drive a little more, excuse me. Try to get the run off the banking.
So here comes Hunter Sr. Crossing the line now. I believe we only have 5 more drivers, including Hunter Sr., to set a lap time. So some drivers not in the session, they will not be able to make the race unless they're locked in. Hunter Sr. doing a good job close to that yellow line through 1 and 2. Can anyone dethrone Samuel Hoff on pole position? He was the first driver to go out, and he set a blazing lap time. No one's been really able to touch other than Connor Sabosian. Hunter Sr. looking really good. We'll see what his projected lap time off of turn 4 is. Gotta get into the 7s. It looks like it'll be a low 6 possibly here. Crossing the line. It'll be a 49.640. That puts him up in the top 10.
Yeah, he was going down heading into the tribal. Great lap by him.
Ruben Rodas on the track now. Rodas got to cross the line here.
Last season, season 1, he made 6 starts, 5 at a speedway, only 1 at a super speedway, which was Talladega. Started 19th, finished 22nd. Only collected 2 top 10s on the year, but it was in the last 2 races he ran. Dover and Texas, finished 8th and 10th.
That is a 49.9 entering turn 3 and 4. That's a really good pace we've seen here tonight. Great. Projected lap time not exactly accurate, but you can kind of just tell based off other people what their projected is. This could be a really good lap time here.
He's tracking better here.
Into the 5s, that puts him up to 4th.
Oh, what a
great
lap
starting
there.
position for him.
Had an average start last season of 21st. And still got to see his great on the ridge.
John Briel on the back straightaway now. We'll see what he's tracking. Looks like it's a 50.0 down the in turn 3 and 4. Not as good as Ruben Rodas. About a tenth slower, possibly. Off of turn 4, gonna be a 49.8. Yeah, about a half a tenth possibly slower than Ruben Rodas, but still would be a good starting position for John Beal. Be a 49.685. That puts him in the 36th spot. Dylan Lamp coming on the racetrack here.
Last season he ran all 12 races. Average sort of 25th. Average finish 28th. He ran Daytona and Talladega last season. 15th at Daytona, but a 31st place finish at Talladega.
He's Lamp that cross line here. Start his first and only lap here tonight. We are winding down qualifying. I believe we have only one driver left, possibly, actually. Dylan Lamp was scheduled to go early on. He was scheduled to go the 27th car out. Actually, Jeremiah Holt now on the racetrack, so we do have another driver. Holt already locked into the race next weekend. Coming across the line, Dylan Lamp with 49.723. That puts him up into 43rd spot. Not the best starting position for him. Has to work his way through the field in the dual races to lock himself in. Is Jeremiah Holt now on the racetrack? One of the drivers locked in.
Holt in our preseason race just a few days ago at Charlotte started second, finished 12th. Last season he made 11 starts. Had a
Off
best
return.
finish.
Dude, looking good right now.
Yeah, I just want to say that his two Super Speedway races last year both finished 7th or better. It was a 6th and 7th place finish. Was able to lead a few laps.
Back to 49.9s on the entry, turn 3. We'll see what he can do here off of turn 4. He is already locked in. Looks like it'll be 49.7, so it'll probably be a mid to low 6. Crossing the line here now. Be a 49.654. That's pretty decent qualifying. I believe I'll put him in 23rd spot. Looks like it will. And
Yep.
don't not see another driver on the racetrack yet. Boom Blake does not set a lap yet. Nathan Fryer. I believe that wraps up qualifying there. Looks like Samuel Hoff will be your Rogue Energy Bowl Award winner here tonight. The 49.550. As I mentioned before, Samuel Hoff will be the Rogue Energy Pole winner here at Daytona. Will lock himself in the first place next week. 250 miles at Daytona from a week from today. But sponsor, obviously, of the pole, the Rogue Energy Pole Award. Are you ready to take your sim racing to the next level? Rogue Energy is the ultimate energy drink, gaming energy drink loaded with vitamins, minerals, and amino acids. Get laser-like focus, increased motivation, and longer endurance to excel on the track. Whether battling for the lead or perfecting low lap times, Rogue Energy gives you the edge you need. Use code RER at checkout for 10% off of your purchases. Don't just play dominate with Rogue Energy. As the heats are underway right now, we'll bring in another commentator here tonight, Aaron Brown. Joined us last year also, or last season here for the SuperStar ARCA.
Yep, well, we're back here for the Duels Season 2 tonight. We got we just wrapped up qualifying. Samuel Hoff able to take the Rogue Energy Pole Award for next week. Also, Connor Symposium will be alongside him on the front row. But tonight we got the Duels. It sets the lineup for next week, and we'll also see who makes the field, as we did see multiple locked-in drivers already from the points from last season. So they don't have to worry about really much tonight. They already locked in tonight, already locked into the race next weekend. But we got a lot of spots up for grabs tonight, and we'll have to see who can claim them.
Yeah, 15 of 37 drivers make it in, 37 not locked in. Only 15 of those 37 make it, so less than half could be very interesting here.
Yeah, we'll have to see is while they're rolling now. Actually, let's take a quick look at our grid for tonight's duel number 1. 30 cars on the grid. Samuel Hoff, Jared Skinner on the front row. Starting third will be the 67 of Alex Anderson. Michael James will start fourth. Zachary Tyler will start fifth. Sixth will be the 42 of Hunter Sr. Seventh will be Mark Cofield, Jimmy Genkis, Kynan Jones, Ryan Sauer will be the top 10. Craig Martin 11, Jeremiah Holt 12th, Timothy Presley 13th, Ali Kennedy 14th, 15th Roger Thomas, Jake Ballmean 16th. Dan Redrock is 17th, Bryce Holcomb 18th, John Briel 19th, and 20th will be Josh McLeod. Christopher Warren will be 21st, Dan Adams will be 22nd, AJ Hudson will be 23rd, Jake Giovanizio will be 24th, 25th will be the 12 of Dave Wright, 26th will be Andrew Guetta, 27th will be the 8 of Dwayne Young, 28th will be Tony Shelton, 29th will be Boone Blake, Alex McKean, and running at the field will be Boone Blake. As pace car are going to take that hard left turn onto pit road, first time for the season. We're underway for Duel Run.
Down the back straightaway they go. Double foul pretty much throughout the whole field. 30 cars in this field, mixed with locked-in drivers and also not locked-in drivers, so we don't know exactly who will be in or who will be out until this race is finished.
drivers getting up to speed here from the World Center of Racing as Samuel Hoff able to
Ooh,
get a great
Hoff down
start.
pit
Oh, he's
lane.
going to pull up to the inside.
Black flag, I believe, yeah.
Yeah, he might have a penalty from the restart.
No, he does not. Actually, he's just coming down pit lane.
No, he's already locked in, just getting off the track, taking time. As all
Yeah, I'm not
he's trying
sure.
to do is just attempt the race. So
I'm not sure.
he's
Yeah,
already gonna be on the pole anyways. So
yeah, I'm not sure if it's if you wreck out, you don't get your spot or something like that. I'm not sure if that's a rule here. But in the meantime, Skinner and Anderson gonna lead both lanes here now.
up down to turn number 3, Anderson, Skinner, 2 drivers that won both races last season. Both looking to come back this year and try and maybe improve their spot in the championship standing. As Connor Sposey was our season 1 champion. Alex Anderson came up short. He's trying to get that championship this year. Jared Skinner as well had very great pace throughout the season. They both lead the front of the field.
A little squirrely up front now. These ARCA cars, you can't bump shaft the most here and get a little bit loose off the exit of these corners.
And also a 101-degree track temp, so very hot, very slidey, and also with a about 5-mile-per-hour wind. So the wind's not too heavy, but that hot track temp will definitely make your car handle a little bit differently, handle a little bit looser. You can't really make quick moves with it, or the car will want to spin from under you. So handling is going to be a factor coming into late in this race. You don't want to be too quick on your moves, so you can easily find yourself going around. But we got caution out here early. Here in duel number 1, right towards the back of the field.
Dave Wright
Alex McQueen
involved.
goes around there.
Dave Wright, major damage there.
Dave Wright in the 12, as you see with the big heavy front end damage. You saw Alex
75,
McQueen spinning
JJ
down to the
Venezia.
inside.
And another driver having a meatball there is AJ Hudson. Andrew Guetta has a black flag, must have went through pit lane, trying to avoid that one. Let's see from the blimp camera, probably the best view here. What happened in the tribal? Actually, it was major
Big
damage
stack of
already.
entering. So Venezia got kind of turned there.
Happened off of turn 4. Oh,
Oh, big stack up. So they wrecked right there. He kept it straight, but then Venezia gets just the accordion. Everyone gets involved there. Dave Wright as well. Alex McQueen gets tagged. Mark Cofield gets tagged. A lot of drivers just get tagged there.
yeah, it's
Actually,
off of turn 4
that's not
there.
about Cofield. I believe it's Jody Shelton.
It's kind of a stack up, and like we mentioned, you can't really push too well if you get to the back bumper of someone. You're gonna lift your rear tires up and around they go. So it kind of just an accordion effect there. So some drivers already out of tonight's race and already out of the race of next week. Dave Wright, meatball flag, most likely gonna be DNF tonight. And AJ Hudson, meatball flag, most likely gonna be out for tonight's race.
Yeah, we'll see if they can come and fix them, but it's gonna be a lot of damage to fix if they can. That's definitely not what you wanted to see. Don't want to see race any damage early on in the race, but it looks like he kind of went up on the tires there, so I think he can fix that car. So we'll see if he can fix it, but I mean the pace car's already coming off 4, so he's definitely will go a lap down. Alex Anderson leads the field under the caution as we're completing lap number 5.
Yeah, Anderson and a few other drivers can improve their starting position even if they're locked in. Really just the top 2 of Bosian and Hoff. Not able to really improve their position at all. Can only impact it negatively. But I'm still not sure if I haven't looked in the rules. I mean, I looked before tonight's race. There was nothing that was said that if the top 2 wreck out, they had to go to the back. So I mean, kind of interesting strategy that Hoff just came to pit lane instantly after lap 1.
And I think it would be a great idea. We'll just why not bring Samuel Hoff in here? So just go through his strategy. We'll bring that our pole sitter for next week. We'll bring him into the booth. So Samuel Hoff, welcome to the booth. Gonna be on the pole sitter. You pulled it off turn 4 and pulled it down to pit road. So what your strategy there? Just just kind of oversee and just see how this is going, and just already know you don't going to be on the pole anyways next week, and what's your strategy game plan there?
Yeah, the plan was to never really run this if I won a front row spot, as I have to make the entire grid for next week, based on where these drivers finish and stuff, so that we can properly tell drivers if they've advanced or not quickly. So luckily won the pole, was able to pull off, saved the beautiful Juicy Spider car for next week. That's the race car for next week, so not gonna wreck it, and honestly work on this grid for next week, which will be so much fun.
Yeah, and
So.
speaking of next week, and I mean, it's a little bit of a different format than what we've seen last year, as we have the duels this year. I don't this season, not really this last season. We didn't really have the duels. Everyone just kind of qualified. But since you're kind of the owner of the SuperStar ARCA Cup and been running and putting it on for the season and this season as well, what's new for this season, and how's all the new members that have joined?
Yeah, a lot of new faces, a lot of faces in new places. We made a social media post on our Facebook about the teams and everything. A few rule changes came in. We're exploring some Rookie of the Year options, some manufacturer choices, championships, and then we're also looking at some other things with just drivers in general, trying to make these sessions run maybe a little smoother. This dual race kind of ran a little unsmoothly because it split us into two groups for qualifying, but we got it figured out and we got it working well now. In this race, we're hoping that these duels are good so we can carry them forward for next season. Other than that, not much is really going to be so much new. Week in, week out, you're going to see the same. You'll see an extra driver coming in each week. We'll have 36 every week, and then we'll have 40 at plate tracks and road courses. But other than that, it'll be the same old SuperStar ARCA Cup.
I've been looking forward to a great season here, and we'll leave you be to your race control and get your grid set for next week, as we're 1 degree down the back straightaway. So thank you for putting this on once again for another season. Can't wait to broadcast.
Can't wait to have you guys on the booth. Thank you so much.
That was our Samuel Hoff, league owner, and also our pole sitter for next week, as he was able to put the fastest lap time in qualifying. Just electing to not run this race, just kind of focus on the operations. But currently, Alex Anderson, Zachary Tyler will be on the front row for this restart. Moat Cofield, Jared Skinner, and Michael James will round out our top 5 for this restart, as we got the rest of the 29 cars still out on the racetrack. So no one DNF from that incident there we had a couple laps ago. So we'll see how everyone kind of regains and how they're going to work their way up through the field. As you see those guys put the L next to their name, already locked in for next week, no matter what, as they were in the points last season. So we'll have to see these drivers with the not locked in, how aggressive they will get towards the end of this race, and how aggressive they want to try and get up front. The pace car going to take that hard left turn on pit road once again. Anderson and Tyler leads into the restart zone. We're back underway here from Daytona.
Anderson with a quick jump to get go. Good, clear the field already. And Tyler will slot down the line also. He's not one of the locked in drivers, but he has to be pretty careful of keeping it clean so far, and it looks like he's doing a pretty good job right up in the second already.
Tyler locks in, just slots in there the second as everyone, they stop three single file out. Here comes on the outside lane, starting to make a little bit of moves as well. Mark Cofield move all the way up with a great run on the outside lane, gonna get a push from that 25 of Jimmy Geikis. Mark Cofield's gonna clear from lead going to the 3. He's gonna stick up with Geikis, but now he moves down, get clear in front of Alex Anderson. Mark Cofield to the point here from Daytona.
1/5 of the way through already, so this race will go by quick. If they go green, they have to pit at least one time, 67% fuel, so at least most likely one pit stop. Not a lot of drivers in the top 20 pitted unless they were in that wreck, so most likely we'll have to pit at least one time under green if we stay green. Geikis not getting a good shove from Ryan Sauer. Both of them clear to the bottom. Will they take it though? Yes, they will. They go to the bottom now. Geikis and Sauer already locked in, so to put him third. But Geikis third on the grid next week if he wins tonight's race with duel number 1.
Track position can matter sometimes, especially late in a race, a Super Series or Daytona. Definitely can matter a lot. But track position normally okay, but some tracks it can get gridlocked and very hard to move up. So we'll have to see how that plays out. So for these drivers that are already locked in, they're going to be wanting that track position. And just kind of also get the practice, see how aggressive they can get with the pushing. You can slightly bump, but you can't really push in these ARCA cars. Or just how aggressive you can get with your moves and just kind of learn for next week. But currently, Jimmy Geikis, Mark Cofield on the front row leading the field, but the caution is going to come out again as they're wrecking in the back.
Boom Blake around. Other drivers, Dan Adams, low there. Christopher Morton, Boom Blake. Andrew Guetta, I believe, involved. Big hit contact for Andrew Guetta. Some more drivers have some meatball flags. 2 drivers in total there.
You saw Dan Adams foot against the outside wall there. Let's take a look at what
Oh,
happened.
someone in the air there, but the bad shove in the turn 3 and 4.
The 82 getting a little bit of airtime there. 82 of Christopher Morton. Just kind of nowhere to go there. It happened right on his outside, and he just got nowhere to go. And Adams just gets turned right down in front of him. Unfortunate for that 82 machine. And Juetta right behind it here as this just unfolds right in front of him. Really nowhere to go either. And that brings out our second caution of the night here in duel number 1.
Looks like Dwayne Young was the culprit here. He's kind of got into the back of Dan Adams. Just a slight bump, nothing too crazy, but on the entry of turn 3 and 4 in the ARCA car, that slight bump can cause damage big time from behind, but Dwayne Adams gates on through.
So Dwayne Young able to get through that there. It's just a slight bump. That's all it takes sometimes here at Daytona. Just sends it around, especially going into the corner. And as I mentioned earlier, hot track temp. Clear end loves to slide around as a lot of drivers come down pit road here.
I think it's going to be tight on fuel here. Wondering with around 27-ish to go. I mean, it could be really close on fuel here.
Most drivers top off. I'll come down and pit, but Ryan Sowers stays on the racetrack. Jacob Ballman stays out there as well. Alex Anderson, Jimmy Geikis, Mark Cofield. Actually, sorry, Alan Kennedy, Roger Thomas stay out of the racetrack. Jimmy Geikis is the first one to come down. So most people stay out on the racetrack. Most people come down pit road. A few staying out of the racetrack there. So top 5 staying out. So we're gonna have to make an earlier pit stop if we stay green. We'll have to see if that works out.
Top 3 most positions gained. Big Ballman up 14. Alan Kennedy up 10. Roger Thomas up 10 also. So we've seen some movers here so far tonight. Ballman in second right now, started in 16th. Now still a few drivers laps down. Boom Blake, AJ Hudson still on the pit lane as he comes on the pit finally. Dave Wright, Tony Shelton still fixing some damage here. Actually, they don't have a meatball flag, but they're still in the pit lane. What has a meatball flag? AJ Venezia actually has a black flag. Maybe an EOL there for him. Have to start on the rear of the field on this restart.
Take the one to go signal there, so top 5, see, they're going to be able to go a little bit on fuel, but they're going to have to pit before everyone else, so we'll see if everyone else can make it or not. So obviously these top 5, just want to keep track position, thinking everyone can't make it anyways. most of the field comes down and topped off as we'll restart. There's 27 to go. It could be close, 67% fuel tank. Normally a ARCA gets you about 42 to 45 here at Daytona. So 67% could be pretty close, around 25, 27. So see if these drivers can't make it. Assuming we stay green, we've already seen 2 cautions early on tonight, so let's see.
Go off of turn 4, gonna be 27 to go when we go back green. So like you said, it's gonna be pretty tough fuel even for those who topped off. I think there might have, I don't know, it's gonna be very close on fuel, but that's if we go green the rest of the way. So far we've had 2 quick cautions in about the first 10 laps of this one.
Green flag back out as Ryan Sauer gets on the gas and back clear very quickly.
The top 3 has a huge gap to the rest of the field. Watch out for Alan Kinney on the top side. He could have a good run. Also on the bottom, Roger Thompson. Thomas could have a good run here. Down the back straightaway they go. Thomas has a really good run down the back straightaway. He's going to go to the top side now. He might be able to take the race lead here. Back into 3.
It's good help from Alan Kennedy on the outside lane. They get a good run, go down to the 3. They both wash up the racetrack a little bit, but Thomas going to be able to pull alongside Sauer there for a second. Not going to be able to maintain it. Sauer has the opportunity to move up and block him. He's going to stick down with the 67 of Alex Anderson. As Thomas is still trying to get the run on the outside lane, as these drivers still getting back up to speed here. Off of turn number 2, everyone kind of just staying in their own pack side by side. A few stragglers off the back, but mostly everyone looks almost calm. Not really making any too aggressive moves, getting massive runs.
Yeah,
Thomas is blinking out a little bit there on the outside though.
There's yeah, I was gonna say that also, but blinking here in the Super Speedway is pretty important because when you blink, the person behind you doesn't get any draft. So, I mean, right now, Alan Kennedy up top isn't really getting drafted when Roger Thomas is blinking. So, leading the train, you do not want to be the one blinking out in front.
There's a gap there on the bottom, right behind Alex Anderson. We'll see if he takes that anytime soon. Now that gap kind of closed back up. Someone could try and take that. Trying to build a run down there and hop back up in front of Thomas.
I guess these guys probably just gonna keep it calm. They've had 2 quick yellows in the first 10 laps. They're side by side. Looks like plenty of space in between each driver. No one's really up close to each other. They know that bumping here is not probably the best move. As there goes Alan Kennedy. I was switching spots. Kennedy goes bottom. Anderson goes up top to lead the outside lane.
Anderson wants to get that race lead. Wants to get back in the lead. Leading's typically one of the safer options. You don't have to avoid any wrecks, and as long as you don't get wrecks, you're all good up front. Just staying in front of it, managing your line, managing your track position. You got clear for the lead, that you can just kind of block both lines, manage those lines as best you can. Just hope both lines don't surge at the same time, and you'll be able to keep control of it. But Alex Anderson not making too much headway on the outside lane, only be able to stay side by side with Ryan Sauer. Can't get enough room to clear them.
As there's still 2 by 2 through the whole field. Anderson gonna lead that lap there.
So what's not helping him is Thomas blinking behind him, and it's just kind of slowing up that outside lane. As the guy in third guy in line doesn't get any draft, it kind of stacks him up because he doesn't want to give too little space.
They can just visually see it. Visually see it. Oh, Dykes looking in the middle 3 wide.
Takes an opportunity to go to
aggressive.
the middle 3 wide.
Big side draft too.
A little
Oh,
bit
it's
of
behind them.
contact though. It's going to go down the racetrack. Thomas going to go onto the apron. He's going to turn back up in front of the field. Everyone scatters. Another car to the wall. 2 cars to the wall.
They keep it
Some
straight,
cars
though.
sideways. Everyone keeps it straight, but then the Thomas spins it back up the racetrack, and that's going to bring out the caution. As most everyone kept it straight there, kept it together, but we do have another car around there in the grass.
That was a whole wreck through the corner. They kept it straight for a little bit. And exiting turn 4, all hell broke loose. I think they kind of just were tired of Thomas blinking, and they knew it was slowing them down. They were being really aggressive. There was two through-by moves there that actually resulted in a spin, I believe. 8 car to win Young, making it 3 down the back also. It kind of started off for turn 2, very slow. The inside lane kind of died down as Dwayne Young was making it 3 up there. Dykes, you can see up there also making it 3.
I think what happened here, just Dykes and Thomas, they made a little bit of contact, and I think they just kind of got stuck together. A little bit of netcode as well, and then blinking out, and just spun him back up in front of the field. Got a couple cars on the wall there. The 15 goes around. He keeps it up against the wall. That was the 6 there on the inside lane. Alan Kennedy able to keep it straight and keep it on the apron, but they still wreck behind. 25 involved there as well. That's Jimmy Geikis, but he's actually got his spots back. But the 33 checks up here, and then it comes up into the 14. So 33 just trying to avoid the wreck. Jake Ballman gets up into the 14 of Nathan Fryer. This causing a big stack up. Just everyone just scattering everywhere. So here's Mark Cofield. As he's just right behind this all.
It's hit from behind.
He turned from behind.
I mean, it just...
Together. Great save. Keeping it off the apron though, but try to be mindful of that rear end damage there.
A whole bunch of different incidents, it seems like. There was the initial incident, and then the checkup, and then that caused incidents. So it's just kind of a bunch of different incidents all in one. Bunch of drivers on pit lane now. You stay out. The Wayne Young does have a black flag. Not sure what that was for. The only thing I can think of is an admin penalty. I don't believe he went down pit lane because it happened way before pit lane, so...
Yeah.
You did not get an admin penalty. The issue control chart does not say any penalties to anyone, so must have been maybe an incident penalty, because that is set up in the session, so possibility that's an incident penalty, but I don't think it is. I don't think it's this early. But sitting there in P number 3, it does have a black flag for an unknown reason so far. But now you see a lot of those guys come down pit road, top it off again. And now that allows those guys to make it to the end. But some of these drivers, Alex Anderson, Ryan Sauer, they're just tagging on. I think he just came up. I'm not sure. But Zachary Tyler staying out of the racetrack. Michael James. So I think Zachary Tyler, has he pitted at all this race? Sitting there in first, so let's see if he can make it. I'm pretty sure he stayed on that last caution, but I don't know if he topped it off the first caution or not. But everyone should be able to easily make it to the end now of this heat.
Yeah, halfway through, so we're going to restart with 19 to go. So if you did pit, you should be able to make it easily. Also, we do have the 3 green right checkered, so if we use those ones, it would be a little sketchy there at the end to see if you can make it. But I think overall, everyone should be able to make it here.
Currently halfway through this race now, 20 down, 20 to go. We'll restart with 19. So Michael James, Zachary Tyler, well, Zachary Tyler, Michael James going to be on the front row. Joshua Clatterbuck rounds, starts third, Dwayne Young in fourth. But Dwayne Young with a penalty that he has to serve still, so see what that is.
Yeah, most likely, I mean,
not.
I would think it would be instant penalty because, I mean, no one gave him a penalty and he didn't go through pit lane, it seems like, either. So he has some damage, and I think he's been involved in multiple of these wrecks. Anyways, pace car is off and about to go green for the third time tonight.
Yep, back underway, 19 to go here in duel number 1.
Instantly.
As Michael James quickly slots down in behind Tyler.
Could be teamwork there. I mean, that was very, very quick. I mean, it seems pretty organized between those two drivers as they're pretty much perfectly set up that restart. Actually, mostly single file down the back straightaway here. Here comes Mark Cofield on the top side. Will anyone go up to work with him? Got Jared Skinner, qualified in third, started second in this race. There goes Dwayne Young down pit lane, having to serve that penalty. I believe it would be a drive-through. So we'd stay on the lead lap. He already is, I believe, locked into the race. So no need to worry for him. Just have a bad starting position for next week.
Out to serve the penalty. We'll see if he can get a caution, work his way back up through the field, get tagged back along. But these drivers kind of rolling down to the top 10 now in this front pack. Everyone else just kind of straggling around towards the back single file. Zachary Tyler, Mark Cofield on the front row here, leading both lanes. You got the 23 Michael James sitting there in third. They quickly clear on that restart, and now just kind of boxed in behind Zachary Tyler. As you mentioned, teamwork on the, possibly a little bit of teamwork there. Well, don't know the exact teams. To find them.
On the back show they go. Small pack on front, only 13 cars in the main pack, so we have a second pack on back with about 5 or 6 of them working together to try to catch up to this main pack, led by Timothy Presley in the 14th position. He's not locked into tonight's race, so basically if you're not in the top 7 of the non-locked in drivers, top 8 or top 7, since there's 15 in total that make it. Not sure exactly how you do just highest and finishing order as one driver coming out the pit lane. Right now, Mark Cofield and Zachary Tyler looking really good to lock themselves in through the race next weekend.
These drivers just trying to get locked in for next week. But Zachary Tyler, Mark Cofield on the front row, as you said, but kind of very calm. It's just kind of a gridlock situation right now. No one getting really aggressive yet, as of yet. Coming down to 15 to go, though. This is going to get pretty aggressive soon.
Yeah, and some of these drivers already had to do a 40-lap race last week, to make it even have a chance in the race. It was called the Rookie Rumble. Some of these drivers that are not locked in had to do that. All the rookies had to do that. There's 36 in total in that race. I believe 23 or 24 of them made it into the qualifying session. So that's just how many people tried to qualify in here for the Rabbit Hole Podcast.com 250 next week. So in total, there wasn't just 62. I believe it was around, had to be in the 80s or somewhere around there. They tried to get into next week's race. So that's just how big the field was. Had to shrink it down even before qualifying. So this is a big event here, and if you make it into next week's race, that'll be a pretty big accomplishment, especially as a rookie.
Yeah, especially if you once to get into this race, and especially in a rookie. A lot of very great drivers come in last season. We had pretty much every race had DQs. It's very tough to get in. So as a rookie, some of these unexperienced drivers that just coming in here and
have to earn some respect too. Also, I mean,
yeah,
you may have some experience with some drivers, but most of these drivers have a lot more experience with each other. Last season, racing each other all 12 races.
Yeah, especially all that experience does help with each other, knowing who you're racing against. So you just gotta kind of learn the new field if you just coming into the series this season, and also all the veteran drivers from last season. You're gonna kind of learn how to race against the rookies. But currently down into turn 3, is you had to navigate a lap car up the exit of turn number 2, so that slowed up that outside lane a little bit. Mark Cofield falls back to about 3rd. And Zachary Tyler and Michael James clear on the inside lane so far. Coming to 12 to go here in duel number 1. Still just remainly mostly calm as there comes Cofield back on the outside lane.
And Zachary Tyler and Mark Cofield have been 1-2 for the past few laps now, being the outside lane and the inside lane. I mean, if I was them, I would be pretty content running 1-2. I mean, you're pretty much guaranteed to be locked in for the race next week. So, I mean, still got a long way to go. 12 laps at Daytona. That's like, it feels like an eternity, especially when you're not locked into the race.
Yeah, for sure. Just want to keep that track position, but coming at 11 to go now. This field staying still kind of calm, but Cofield trying to get that run on the outside lane. Wants to get up front, stay up front here. Stay in that transfer spot as he's not locked in. He did race last season, but that was not in the top 25 and 25. Trying to stay in contention for this spot. See a little bit of wiggling kind of around through the pack, but most of everyone's things still leaning green so far. I mean, we're only down to 12 cars in this lead pack. Everyone else has been damaged or just kind of fallen off the back.
Okay, a little pack back here led by Timothy Presley, 13th place. Go back up there. They're starting to really race pretty hard here with 10 to go. A lot more pushing. Lap traffic goes to the apron.
10 to go, 3/4 down, 1 to go. Only 25 miles left here around 2.5 mile super speedway. A little bit of wiggle off of turn 2 there, almost in disaster. It was Mark Cofield and Ryan Sauer kind of came down a little bit off the corner.
Yeah, the most dangerous part of these racetracks at Super Speedway is all the entries and the exits. The middle, might be a little dangerous, but just shoves off the exits and the entries of these corners are really what you see cause most of these wrecks here.
Off the trial down into turn 1. Cofield, Tyler still lead. No one else really making moves. See Geikus kind of looking for that middle gap there. Just around at the tail end there. See the 3 stragglers off the back. Just trying to stay single file, waiting for something to happen. Because right now, really, I don't think both lanes kind of just not really, no lanes like really making any runs. So the only way you're really gonna make your way up is forcing your way 3 wide, trying to find a way through, or go around the long way and make it 3 wide outside or 3 wide middle.
Yeah, I don't think we'll see that this early on here. They'd see it with 3 to go, 2 to go. Once people start getting desperate, especially those not locked in, like Alan Kennedy around that 7th place spot.
Yeah, but right there, the outside lane actually got a good run. Top three broke away, and then Alex Anderson, fourth on the inside, hopped up, and Zachary Tyler trying to hop up in front now as Mark Cofield.
Ooh,
He moved
split
up
three.
down to the bottom, but now he's going to get forced three
Contact.
wide. Zachary Tyler to the inside, still contact down the straightaway. There'd be three
They're
wide
still
for
doing
second.
each other.
Still doing 3 wide for third. But that's going to check up the entire inside lane. That allows Sauer and Skinner to clear. As there's still 3 wide for third, no one really has any help. As everyone else is kind of straggling along the back, kind of fell off even more. They don't have a run, but now Alex Anderson all by himself in the outside lane. Alan Kennedy trying to stay to the inside of Alex Anderson, but now he's fully clear of the inside lane. But now single file out for the top 5. Cofield leading the outside lane with Anderson behind, and I believe that's Jimmy Geikis around in the back. But that's pretty much everyone on the outside lane. Everyone else on the bottom of this lead pack. Aggressive 3 wide move there. This didn't really work out for Zachary Tyler. I mean, put him back in third, but that allowed Jared Skinner and Ryan Sauer to clear out front.
Yep, as they clear out front, coming to 6 to go this time by. Back starting to get a little bit aggressive here. Kind of what we predicted. As there goes Power up top. Skinner now takes the lead barely. Half a car length ahead. He might clear actually. The outside. Ooh, Anderson slots down into the bottom there.
Down the back straightaway, into turn 3. Jared Skinner on the inside. Ryan Sauer on the outside. As Sauer, he moved up. Thought the run was coming a little bit more than he expected and hopped up, allowed Skinner to get to the bottom. The outside lane kind of stalling out a little bit. Sauer starting to try to bring it back now. He's going to get a little bit second aggressive on the side draft. As that outside lane is going to get more and more aggressive as the closing laps. 5 to go here in duel number 1. Sauer on the outside lane. You're going to have to start pinning a little bit more, start pinning a little bit more aggressively. You're going to try and pull that inside lane back, but Zachary Tyler pulled the outside lane back a little bit as he kind of ran up into the corner. The outside lane with the run off the corner though, use the banking to their advantage. He's now down the back straightaway, entering turn 3. Sauer has a half a car length ahead. On the inside lane, a shorter distance to be able to pull that back. As Jared Skinner on the inside lane, Ryan Sauer on the outside. He's got that 44 of Craig Martin behind him. 4 laps to go here from Daytona in duel number 1. As the middle kind of opened up there for Mark Cofield, but he's going to stay right there towards the outside lane.
Really side jockeying.
Cofield is not locked in, so I don't think he's going to try and make any aggressive moves that gets him wrecked. As
Oh, there goes
up the
up
outside
top.
Here, 3 wide. Jimmy Geik is following him. They're not really making much ground up there. They have Cofield, but Cofield's going to stick up on the outside wall. He's actually going to get in the wall.
He'll fall back. Can't lose the draft here. I think you'll have some help.
He's going to slot back in line behind Jeremiah Holt.
Oh,
There.
guy gets
Jeremiah Holt
go.
lapped down.
Almost make it 3 there. That's 3 to go this time by.
3 to go there. Alex Anderson right behind Geikis. Skinner out in the lead. Zachary Tyler there in second, almost through the outside lane. Does he try anything and hop up here? He's at the 23, Michael James behind him. But here comes the outside lane a little bit. They're starting to push a little bit. Craig Martin, you know that bumper of the 71 machine, that could end very badly if he gets pushing a little bit too much. But Sauer with a great run entering 3. He can stay alongside, pretty close alongside here through the corner. Might have an opportunity off, but Jared Skinner, the shorter distance on the bottom, able to keep it together.
2 to go this time by.
2 to go here in duel number 1. The outside lane is
lap
starting to
car.
come back. They got a lap car just getting out of the way there.
Half of these drivers not locked in. Half of them are. It's gonna be a mix of them, and they're good. Drivers are not locked in, and they're gonna be racing really hard to get into the race next week.
He's off of turn number 2, down the back straightaway. The outside lane
Oh,
starting to push a
squirrely.
little bit more. Starting to push a little bit more aggressive. The wiggling starting to get a lot more aggressive now as the pushing is just kind of getting them those cars upset. But going into the corner, Sauer got that push from Martin. Gonna stay side by side. Can he pin down? He's getting very aggressive on that side jet to the center of 3 and 4. He's got a lot closer though. He's got the bump from Martin going down through the tri-oval. Into the tri-oval. 1 lap to go here in duel number 1. 2.5 miles. Who will be able to win duel number 1 here?
Lap traffic up ahead. This could play a factor. They're side by side up ahead. You have to navigate through that lap traffic.
No one making it 3 wide. Everyone's just kind of pushing and shoving, trying to get their lane moving forward. Jared Skinner on the inside lane,
Good
staying
run on the
together,
top.
but Craig Martin with the shove. He's gonna be careful. Don't push the push on the outside. Jimmy Geigen is pushing. Craig Martin pushing Ryan Sauer.
He's
Sauer's
clear.
gonna clear. He's gonna take the opportunity. He moves down to the bottom.
Lap car
in
up
front
high.
of Skinner. Lap car up high. Can Skinner get the run off the corner and maybe use the outside lane to his advantage? He's going to try it off the corner. Tyler follows. A little bit of contact behind. Skinner going to be up to the outside. He's got the run. Jared Skinner sniping at the line. He's going to win duel number 1 over Ryan Sauer by 18 thousandths of a second. A great move planned there by Jared Skinner. And he picks up duel number 1.
And he will start in third. The Rabbit Hole Podcast.com 250 next week. He qualified third, so he's going to stay in third after that duel. And Zachary Tyler, I believe, will be the only one that we can really confirm that will be advanced. He finishes in third. The first driver not locked in, so I believe he will be advanced. Michael James also finishing 6th. Alan Kennedy finishing in 8th. Mark Cofield finishing 9th. I think those drivers are pretty much, I won't want to say locked in here yet, but they're looking really good in a good spot right now to make the race next week. But what a move from Jared Skinner.
Yeah, as Jared Skinner played that perfectly. As you saw the aggression on the outside lane, everyone was pushing and shoving Craig Martin. Jimmy Geikis pushed Ryan Sauer clear going into 3. Sauer took the opportunity. Jared Skinner got enough of a run off turn 4, able to stick it to the outside and able to get that duel number 1 win as they grid up for duel number 2 so far. We'll interview our duel winners at the end of our show tonight as they grid up for duel number 2. So we're going to do that all again, as we'll take a look at our grid for tonight's duel number 2. As starting on the pole for duel number 2 will be our reigning champion, the 10 machine of Connor Savosian. Alongside him will be the 5 of Ruben Rodas. Starting in P number 3 will be the 60 of Isaiah Waltris. Nathan Johnson will line up 4th. 5th will be the 1 of Lucas Blake. And 6th will be the 40 of Daniel Monix. 7th will be the 99 of Brandon Wallace. Alongside him will be the 18 machine of Javis Sheed. Starting 9th will be the 3 of Thomas Spencer. Surrounding at the top 10 will be the 28 of Jessica Childs. Starting 21st will be John Peterson in the 43 machine. Starting 12th will be the 51 machine of Jacob Wilson. Brock Morse will start 13th in the 05 machine. And the 81 of Brad Delk will start 14th. Kelly Abram will start 15th, and 16th will be Nate Bogus. 17th will be the 62 machine of Albert Lopez. Tyler Forst will be the 18th, the 98 machine. Starting 19th will be the 83 of Nick Rees, and rounding out our top 49 in duel number 2 will be Cameron Craighead, starting 48th in that 48th machine. Michael Wong will start 21st in that 72 machine. Dylan Lamp will start 22nd in that 55 machine. As John Russell will start 23rd, Kyle Herlinsky will start 24th. 25th will be the 16 of Jordan Evans, and 26th will be the 2 of Donnie Kite. 27th will be the 57 of Blake McClung, and Nathan Fryer will start 14. In the 14 machine, will start 28th. And rounding out our 29 car field here for duel number 2 will be the 90 of KH Donahue. So that rounds out our grid in duel number 2. So you get results for both duels at the end of the show, as at the end of this duel as well, because didn't really have enough time through the crossover to get that duel duel 1 results finished. We'll bring it. We'll get one under the caution. Possibly. Oh,
Ruben Rodas in the wall.
Under the pacing.
Could have been a mechanical issue there, or just, I mean,
Blinking out a little bit, so maybe try and get the internet fixed. Just kind of getting up into the wall. Not really knowing where he is. It's going to cause a stack on this restart, but Connor Cervosi and Ruben Road is going to lead him to green to start Duel 2. Pace car off into pit road. We're on our way for Duel number 2 here from Daytona.
A little bit of a checkup on the outside lane. As some of the drivers on back. Way further off.
Single file up there. As
There's a
most of
big,
this field,
big gap in
big
between.
big stack up from the back, I believe, happened, and that's going to cause multiple packs.
One driver very damaged up top. Already a meatball flag for Jacob Wilson.
Yeah, Jacob Wilson. Wonder
Not
what
sure.
happened there.
With 3 wide on
Turn one,
entry.
Travis Sheen. Oh, yeah, big hit there. Just with Childs involved there as well. Actually able to keep it together. Mostly a little bit front end damage on that machine.
What really separates these packs now, it's only the front pack of top 9. 10th on back, you got Brock Morris all by himself, and then Billy Aiken in the second pack pretty much. So very separated for these 2 packs already.
Yeah, that allows in this first pack only in 9, so these open drivers, well, we'll call them open drivers, kind of like how they are in real life, but locked-in drivers already in the pack, but the non-locked-in drivers in this front pack, just kind of hoping they stay green, already locked in, as we do have our official transfers from Duel number 1, Zachary Tyler, Michael James, AJ Kennedy, Bart Cofield, Bryce Holcomb, Hunter Sr., and Kynan Jones. They will all be locked into next week's 250-mile race, so they will be locked in. They don't have to worry about any results here. So the top 8 non-locked-in drivers in this duel will make it. They'll make it to the main race next week.
Yes, right now the gap rate it will be around Jessica Childs. I believe she will be the 9th driver, not locked in. So that's the cutoff right now in the second pack. So if we do stay green the whole time, probably around 10th to 14th is around where you'll probably see where the 8th driver is, give or take. It's just an estimate there, but everyone in the first pack that is not locked in, it will be in if we stay green the rest of the way, unless the second pack catches them somehow, some way.
And what's not going really for the second pack right now, they're all staying side by side, not really getting organized. The front pack's staying around the same, but the inside lane needs to get single file a little bit, try and pull that gap a little bit back. We'll see those, we'll compare the lap times throughout the field. As there's the lead pack, and it's all coming off turn 2 now is the second pack. He had a straggler there of Brock Morris as well, thinking he lost the track of that front pack, so he's got to try and tag along to the end of the second pack once they catch him. The outside, this front pack though, mostly single file out, only the 2 on the outside lane there with Dane Mnemonics, and I believe it's the 99 machine behind him of Brandon Wallace.
Right now, this front pack just single filing out so far. Got 2 up top, working together, but I think once they clear on the top side, they'll just single file and ride it out as much as they can. I think the real action is going to happen in the second pack here, as they're pretty much side by side, 2 by 2 throughout the whole field. Second pack.
Second pack pretty much all double file on the outside, and this front pack just 2 on the outside lane. That's definitely going to help them big time. I have to keep an eye on that gap between 9th and 11, as they are the 2 packs that lead last in this first pack and lead of that second pack. The last time by, John Peterson ran a 46.520, and 11th of Kelly Akron ran a 46.755.
There's a 3 wide now in the front pack. For the second pack, I mean, these guys are being really aggressive here. Already lap 6. I mean, they're losing about a 10th or so lap, and right now they're probably not going to catch up to the main pack at this rate unless some crazy stuff happens from here on out.
Yeah, but they just have to just try and get single filed out, just get sorted out. No one really shining. just kind of staying double file, just treating this like it's the lead pack, but that's the front pack up front. They have single filed out completely. Only one car on the outside lane, and that is Daniel Malnix. So this front pack
On
just
back.
trying to get a big gap, a big enough gap as possible. As there, you see this turn one camera, there's the gap between the packs. And it's just growing and growing as the second pack's just losing time, staying side by side.
As Brock Morris finally falls back to the second pack. He's already locked in, but he still wants a better starting position here for the race next week. As this is a completely different race than it was in duel number 1. Duel number 1, we saw 2 early cautions, then a mid-race caution, and went green the rest of the way. So far, we've pretty much seen a wreck on lap 1, turn 1. You don't really see that a lot at Daytona, especially on the restarts. Turn 1 and 2, don't really see many wrecks there, but a wreck that did not cause a caution spread these 2 packs out, and now one pack's racing really hard, one pack's just chilling pretty much. That's what you'll call it. The top 9 pull away big time from the rest of this field.
Yeah, it's kind of like you said, Duel 2. It's like a different, kind of just different strategy. Not everyone's staying kind of calm, but it's kind of like how it is in real life. One duel is always chaotic and kind of just having cautions here and there. Kind of apply a lot of cautions. And the other duel is just kind of clean, nice, clean, calm, and cool and collected. They stay green for a long time. That's how it kind of is right now so far. So far as 9 laps into this race, everyone's kind of staying calm. Is that kind of almost wrecked there on lap number 1, kind of separated the packs, and the second pack still kind of being aggressive here and there. Everyone keeping it straight so far.
Yeah, we'll see what the fuel strategy is here. I mean, how early will you pit? I mean, that has to be going through somebody drivers' mind. I mean, we're already 10 laps into the run here. Have to pit at least once here under green if we stay green the whole way. This second pack really squirrely around, almost making contact with each other also.
As
Three wide.
3 wide there. 48 hops to the middle.
Craighead.
Bog is out to draw on the outside lane.
Lap traffic up ahead also.
Greg is still in the middle, and
We get
now Bog
split.
is fighting back on the outside lane. Yeah, lap traffic stays to the apron.
Oh, contact!
Oh, they're gonna door though.
Almost into
Contact
lap
on the
traffic.
corner. Great save by
There's
Jesper
Bogus in the
inside there.
wall. They almost hit the lap traffic on the apron on the into
And-
turn 3.
And I'm not gonna lie, there that fifth pack was out there all single filed out, and now we'll see if they can actually kind of move back
And they
up
actually
maybe
were
try and chase
quicker.
down that front
They
pack.
were quicker by 4 tenths as this front pack now side by side. So actually that last lap, they were door banging each other, hitting the wall, but they're still quicker in that second pack than the first pack up ahead.
You'll see what the second pack can do as they're now single file out, so the wheels kind of in their hands out. They can chase down this front pack. 6.5, about 6 second gap actually from 9 to 10. So Brandon Wallace, Kelly Akron last in the first pack and first in the second pack. So see what they can do if that second pack can do if they can chase down that front pack.
There's still a long ways to go in this race here, but it's definitely not over as pack are up front side by side. I mean, these guys can get organized in the back here. Looks like kind of somewhat they are, but I mean, if they can get really organized, they can really start making some headway. The pack up ahead. Sometimes those side by sides a little bit quicker.
Side by side can be quicker sometimes in these in the ARCA cars. It just depends on how you're able to just manage your runs. You can't really push, but you can kind of get that air shove, and it typically they kind of end up helping side by side a little bit. If you have too many cars, it just checks you up a little bit too much. But to keep the lap time there, Brandon Wallace that last time by 46.333. Kelly Akron a 46.684, so slower for that second pack as the gap's up to about 6.5 seconds now. So the gap is starting to kind of widen again. As the second pack is starting to kind of double file back up towards the back there. The top 3 or 4 actually pulled away a little bit from the rest of the second pack.
As they continue to be side by side behind the top 3, 4. Gordon Evans trying to clear for Nate Bogus. Bogus not letting him in. Time by, they're pretty much even though on lap time wise, actually 3/10 slower actually from the front pack. Even when the front pack's side by side, they're just way quicker than the second pack.
Both packs staying pretty nice and calm so far as we're 14 laps in here into duel number 2. Nathan Johnson leads the field so far. He won the race last season at Daytona. Looking to trying to go back to back, trying to put himself in a great starting spot tonight.
Yeah, it's right now the front pack's just continuing to pull away from the second pack now. Now really 15 laps into this one, unless there's a caution. Second pack's never really gonna catch up to the first pack here. So I mean, if you're one of the unlocked drivers not in the race next week, you gotta be thinking to yourself, how can I put myself in the best position to be locked in, to stay in the top 8 of the non-locked in drivers, the open drivers, I guess you would say, right? I mean, the second pack really is the pack that you gotta really think about that type of stuff.
Yeah, we'll have to see what their strategies play out, because you could also have some teammates try and short pit, maybe get out in front of the second pack. If there's enough teammates in the second pack to have that work out. That was staying nice and calm so far here, 15 laps in, across for 16 this time by into duel number 2. Second pack getting a little aggressive on the push here, but I think while we have the opportunity and everyone kind of packs get a little separated, everyone's staying nice and calm. We didn't really get a chance to do it in duel number 1. Let's do it now here in duel number 2. We're going to take a little Eller in and crank it up. tough segment there. See, they have a nice long segment of cranking up, but off into trouble. This time by 20 down, 20 to go. Clean and green so far here for duel number 2. Thomas Spencer leads the way with Daniel Wallach right behind him. Nathan Johnson on the inside lead with Connor Sabosi leading it right behind him. So far, these packs staying separated. Everyone's staying clean and green. Well, I think we're gonna see that second pack get a little bit anxious towards the end of this run. As you've got only 4 locked-in cars in this front pack, so that only leaves 3 non-locked-in spots or open spots, if that's what you kind of want to report to, in that second pack left. So. And that's a lot of open drivers in that second pack. So that second pack is going to get very aggressive late in this race. As now we're halfway, we're going to have to turn our attention to that pit stop, because everyone's going to have to make one pit stop during this duel if we stay green. When are people going to dive down pit road? Big mistakes can happen. We've seen last season's season opener at Daytona. There was a lot of pit road mistakes. Pretty much everyone in the field made a pit road mistake, except for like maybe the 2 to 3 drivers. So Daytona and the ARCA car is very tough on the brakes. You gotta be careful, gotta be perfect. You can see a lot of mistakes happen that can really shake up this race a lot.
Yeah, I mean, like you said last season, so many drivers overshot pit lane through the grass they went. I mean, you can't make a mistake, especially if you're an open driver. In the first pack or second pack, if you make a mistake and it stays green the whole way, that's I mean, there's no coming back from that if it stays green the whole way.
Yeah, especially and so far, I mean, single file, if a lot of mistakes happen, that's only going to spread it out even more. And that's going to just kind of hurt the chances of there being a caution, because, I mean, really, no one's really around each other to make a mistake. But right now, Nathan Johnson currently leading with Kyle Sabosi right behind our reigning champion. Thomas Spencer by himself in the outside lane so far.
Sabosi knows what he's doing, and Nathan Johnson, he won at Daytona last season. He was looking to go back-to-back in the first race of the season. He's looking good out front so far.
Yeah, playing it perfectly so far tonight.
One driver down pit lane. Brad Delp down pit lane.
Yeah, that was from the second pack there.
All by himself. No one else came down pit lane either, so interesting strategy there. As everyone looking to the inside lane, looks like we might be seeing some pit stops here shortly. Ooh, car in the wall. Bunch of drivers in the outside wall. That's Spencer.
Thomas Spencer in the wall there as well in this front pack. It's going to allow that second pack to kind of close the gap, but they were 11 seconds back.
Not sure what happened there. I don't know if they were like following the lap cars ahead of them.
They caught this lap traffic here that really shook them up.
They just went. I'm not really sure. I guess they were splitting the lap traffic in the middle maybe. But second pack way further back now, as there must have been a wreck in the second pack or something.
I think more of the second pack pitted there.
Greg had pitted, Blake McClain pitted. Jordan Evans pitted. Albert Lopez pitted, so half of the second pack pitted. Did not see that. But yeah, Nate Bogus, Brock Morris, and Michael Mom pushing together with pack of 3 back here. Let's expect pit stops here shortly with 15 to go this time by in this front pack.
Yeah, the second pack down to very few drivers, so we'll see if that second pack can kind of merge back together. As they were the ones that they were the ones that pitted first, so we'll see if they can close that gap down. Don't know how, if any, made big mistakes that cost them, but it did put a couple of them a lap down, just how far they were back. So basically just waiting on the lead pack to pit now. As the second pack now is actually only 3 cars. Nate Bogus, Brock Morris, Michael Mall, 10th, 11th, and 12th, 12 seconds back. And you have Kyle Hurliski, Nathan Fryer, 33 seconds back. Everyone else a lap down. Second pack has split up a lot there through those pit cycles.
Some of those second pack drivers mixed up in the first pack now. We got Cameron Craighead up here.
Jacob Wilson leading that outside lane, 15 laps down.
Yeah, he's
Mostly
locked into
already
the
locked
race
in.
as they go up to the point. But none of these drivers are for position. But Craighead does get his lap back for now. As all these
Now
other
the
drivers on the bottom.
front pack single files out, so we'll see. Probably they're getting ready for pit stops. See in a couple laps, so they dive it down pit road. Is Cameron Craighead able to slot behind Jacob Wilson? He pitted, but I mean, he really has not a lot of help. Blake McClung there, he's got back on the lap. The second pack got really shaken up there. So I have to keep an eye on this top 8 open drivers because they're all going to be shaking out everywhere else.
As here they come. Some of these drivers now pit lane.
That's that's
Everyone
all of
in the
them
main pack.
actually. Everyone coming down pit road. See if
Oh!
we do have Lucas Blake going around, locking
He
up.
saves it though.
Great save. If you can take barely little fuel, you might be able to stay up in
There's
there.
one car on the wall, that's 90. He's a lap down though.
As the rest of the second pack also comes down to 3 drivers. So they came down as well. But no black flags. Everyone kept it together. No speeding penalties there. We'll see how separated these drivers get on pit road. Steve Connor Sabosi will be the leader. But also gotta be careful getting on pit road here. As no one took tires, there's still a lamp goes by. But Connor Sabosi is our race leader. Brandon Wallace there in second. They have a gap to behind. These gaps should close down and merge. The front pack should stay relatively tight together.
They get up to speed here. We'll see exactly where everyone cycles out. Looks like the main pack pretty much stays together. Lucas Blake, I think, lost the main pack there with the bad pit stop. He actually took tires, a 15.2 second pit stop there. That lost him a lot of time. He's behind Brock Morris in 11. Right now, pretty much the main pack stays together. Top 7 together with Thomas Spencer a little further back, though. I think he lost the draft. May be able to sniff a little bit of it, though. Little far back.
Checkups. I think he probably lost it, but Thomas Spencer locked in, so no big deal if he doesn't. Doesn't have to worry about missing lifting. But definitely not. Don't want to be getting a bad finish here. We want to keep good track position, but
So
this front pack does have some black traffic in mixed in with it. So the top 7 are in this pack. And that top 7, Connor Sabosi, Brandon Wallace, Isaiah Walters, Daniel Molnix, Nathan Johnson, John Peterson. Those guys are the top 7.
That's right now.
3 locked-in drivers, but 4 open drivers. So that leaves 4 to be opened out of the main pack.
Last
Right
driver
now,
in.
that goes to Blake McClung, Lucas Blake, Michael Malm, and Brad Delp. Get those.
Right now, Brad
Right now,
Delp.
the transfer spots between Brad Delp and Albert Lopez, and they're in the 2 pack together. So Albert Lopez, Brad Delp, if my math is
Right
correct,
behind them.
and nothing else changes.
Jordan Evans, he's in a 2-car tandem also. Not sure he's getting pushed by. He's getting pushed by the 2 of Donnie Kite, who's a lap down. So Evans not too far back from these guys, about 4 seconds. So there is some contact in the last lap. You know, you never know what's gonna happen. If there's something that happens on the last lap, don't count Evans out. It's quite He's only about 4.5 seconds back.
We'll have to keep an eye on those lap times. Last time by, Evans was about only a 10th faster with Donnie Knight's help, but keep an eye on this front pack. If any incident happens, it'll put the field all back together. If it happens with the white flag, then no other choice. You just gotta try and get back going, hope you can keep moving. But right now, the top 7 in this front pack, and a couple lap cars involved mixed in this pack as well. It's just a child. There's a caution, just as I mentioned it. And we have our first caution of duel number 2. Don't know where it's at.
Might be Dylan Lamp blown up.
Dylan Lamp blown up there.
Flipped over.
Oh, flipped over.
As
Oh, it's just out. Actually, it was just out of frame of our front pack here.
I think Nathan Fryer maybe onto the back of him. He was also in pit lane.
Yeah, bad push, hard on the wall. Oh wow, into the catch fence. Dylan Lamb, big wreck there. Flipped up and over. And just slides with stop right off the pit exit. Big wreck there, violent incident there, but that's our first caution of the duel. Actually, that wasn't even an iRacing caution, that was an admin caution. Good caution, because I mean, he was flipped over on pit entry. Not what you want to happen with people still kind of pitting. I think mostly everyone pitted at this point, but yeah, Dylan Lamp just upside down on the front stretch and brings out the caution. So that's going to re-rack this field with 17 drivers only left. We'll get the cage. Donahue will be the lucky dog recipient. It'll be 18. So that'll put him in an opportunity to transfer in. But Dylan Lamb not locked into next week and ends the duel on his roof. Unfortunate for Dylan Lamb.
I mean, he was in the main pack. He was hoping for a caution, but unfortunately the caution was for him.
It's just bad push, bad accordion right at the wrong time, just hard on the outside wall, flipped over. I mean, we've seen violent incidents before with these ARCA cars. That's got to be up there. You know, what we saw in season 1 is we did see Dwayne Young going into the stands at Dega last year. That was probably the most violent one, but that one's probably up there as well. Probably top 3.
Yeah, but lap round car goes by.
So that was J.H. Donahue getting his lap back. Cage Donahue. So he'll be back on the lead lap and has an opportunity to get back into it. Now, other open lap cars are 1 lap down are Kelly Akron. Actually, just Kelly Akron. That's the only one open 1 lap down car. Jessica Childs 2 laps down in 22nd. Dylan Lamp out of the race, as you saw there, Nathan Fryer as well. Everyone else behind already out of the race are still running way out of, are locked in already. But the other drivers 1 lap down. Akron, Childs, Lamp. Those are the 3 drivers, open drivers, that are laps down, and Lamp already out of this race. Childs 2 laps down, gonna need 3 cautions to get her laps back. Actually, needs more. So there's Herlitzky and Kite also 1 lap down, but they're locked in already. So Childs gonna need a lot of cautions, a lot of stuff to happen here, a lot of luck to get back into this fight to make the field. Kelly Aiken has an opportunity. He needs 1 more caution. We'll see 18 drivers be fighting for this dual win.
Yeah, it's really just brings the field back together, and we didn't really see the whole field together at all this whole duel. They were split up right from the get-go. Now we're seeing all pretty much around 20-ish cars back together. The most we saw were around 12 or so after lap 1, turn 1. And some of these drivers haven't even seen each other all race long at all.
Yeah, we kind of mentioned it in the duel 1, with rookies and the veterans, as we saw in season 1. Those drivers just have to get used to racing around each other, and Now they have everyone in this Duel 2 gonna have to race around each other. And it's going to come down to these final 4 laps. As we do on the lead lap, we have 11 open cars fighting for 8 spots. Probably really only 12 if we get one more caution. That'll be Kelly. If Kelly can get the lucky free pass there. Really only 11 cars fighting for 8 spots into the field.
We have 4 lap shootout here. I mean, I don't know what I'd be thinking if I was one of these drivers. I mean, it's gonna be you're such a tough position here, and you, especially if you're in the back, you gotta push hard. But I mean, you gotta make sure you can survive. There's most likely, I mean, if we stayed green, there could be a last lap wreck. It's not like real life where a caution could come out. So once they get to the white flag, no matter what happens, they're racing back to the line pretty much. I mean, it's gonna be so chaotic here, especially with 4 to go and the mix of non-locked-in drivers and locked-in drivers too. I mean, it's gonna be super chaotic here with the 20 car pack for the first time, Duel number 2.
Yeah, but here we go. SuperStar takes the hard left turn onto pit road. Green flag back in the air for Duel 2. 4 laps to go. Who will make the field for next week's main events? This green flag back in the air. Molnix Johnson leads them to the Molnix and Johnson lead them to the green. As they lead the field going down into turn 1. Sebastian pushing Molnix on the bottom. 60 if Isaiah Watcher is pushing Nathan Johnson in the outside lane. Everyone getting up to speed, trying to get in position, themselves in position to make this race, get a good transfer spot and a good track position for next week. See a little bit of shuffling towards the back there. Molnix on the inside, Johnson on the outside. Side by side, train so far, coming to 3 to go this time by. We'll see who gets aggressive, making the 3 wide moves, making the aggressive pushing. It's good. There's the outside, 3 wide. The 48, Cameron Craighead wants to make the 3 wide move on the outside. So far, no help out there. No one going with him.
He goes fall back now. He's locked into the race, so it doesn't really affect him too much. Just starting position for the race next week. Right now, Daniel Molnix not locked in. But he's in first. Johnson on the outside. Half a car length ahead down the back straightaway. There's still a bunch of cars behind now. Could make a move 3 wide up top. There's a Formula pack. There's Brock Morse you can see in the background there. Behind Cameron Craighead. They make a run here late with 2 to go.
See if they can. The 81 machine there. Now 3 wide with Cameron Craighead. It's right towards the tail end of this field. 2 to go here in Duel 2. Thomas Spencer has the opportunity. Cameron Craighead making the move. Does Spencer hop up from 3rd in that lane? Just stay there in the line. Right behind the 60 of Isaiah Watches, but both lanes still side by side. The pushing going to get more aggressive. Johnson with a great shove from Watchers down into 3. Does Johnson leave Watchers on the outside all by himself? He's going to stick to the outside lane as they enter 3. But coming to 3 and 4.
Will they make it? Oh,
Off turn 4.
Johnson, 3 wide now.
Johnson 3 wide for
Contact.
Johnson, he's going to hard straight. He's going to get the hard right behind, but the white flag is raised. They're going to keep going. The white flag is raised, and that means that iRacing, the caution will not come out. So that's going to leave the front pack just down to these final 4 or 5 cars. Now 6.
And some of those drivers are wrecked. They can race back to the line to make it into the race next week too.
Have to keep an eye on that, but Sebastian, he's going to get the help from Brandon Wallace in the outside lane. Sebastian is clear. Wallace is clear. Molnix slots back into 3rd. Single file through this front pack. This fourth place there of Albert Lopez. He was all by himself with only one other driver at the end. Does he have an opportunity to pick up the dual win? Here comes Wallace to the outside. He's going to side
Contact behind.
Molnix
They're wrecking.
Molnix contact and running behind, but it's all Brandon Wallace by himself. Takes the race win, takes duel number 2. Blake McClung crosses second, Sabozian third. Lopez had an opportunity, but it had contact with Malnick's head at the very end. Here comes everyone else. I have to see what the results shake up. There's Rodis.
Rodis is seventh.
crosses the line.
John Peterson's gonna be 8th, and he's gonna be the last one in.
And John Peterson takes the last transfer
Wow.
after a last lap incident there into Duel 2.
As he won the Rookie Rumble last week, and he's the last driver to get in this week. We gotta take a look at that big wreck in the last lap there.
And let's just kind of take a look at what happened. I mean, there's so much happened there late. All happened coming off turn 4. And the leaders got to the trial before the caution could be thrown. As Johnson, great save here, kept it straight. Everyone just kind of checks up, wrecking behind. Wow. John Peterson barely made that one. Almost hit the pit entry cone. Just everyone stacking up and just everyone kind of scattering everywhere. Honestly, most everyone kept it straight through the grass. There's a little bit more extras.
Actually,
Rodis, wow, right after.
Somehow Peterson still made the transfer spot barely. He was stopped on the apron and still continued. And up front, Zabozian. I think every single driver wrecked there other than our race winner. I think
Let's take a look here with Malnick's and Lopez. So Lopez coming behind Malnick's there in 4th, has a great run as Wallace moves to the outside of Sabozian here. Lopez has a big run. If he doesn't get tagged by Malnick's here, he has an opportunity to steal the race win away, but he gets tagged by Sabozian right at the very end of it, and the 57 piles in there. Blake McClung just snipes second away there. But Brandon Wallace, a great win for duel number 2. Was not locked in, and now he's going to be starting 4th for next week's race.
Wow, just insanity right there.
But now that the duels are over, now it did make it a heat session, so that brings us now to a little fun three lap 1 minute race here, just for the fun of it, as we get a little bit kind of a short sprint to the end. Only 1 minute of this race, so if you do get a caution, as they're automatic caution, that will be race over, as they only have 1 lap, basically a 2-lap shootout here.
Oh, Jared Skinner will be on first. Don't really have time for a whole grid, but some drivers not entered. This race, I think, for these drivers means everything. More than the race next week. This 3-lap shootout has to be the most important race of the season.
We'll have to see just a little fun race, but the pace car off, and we're restarting. It's only going to be a 2-lap shootout. Only 1 minute on the clock, as Jared Skinner leads the field. Into turn 1, Skinner on the bottom, Brandon Wallace on the outside are dual winners. On the front row, Blake McClung there on the outside lane, Zachary Tyler there in second, down to the second on the inside lane. Down the back straightaway, entering turn 3, Skinner clear, Zachary Tyler. Does he try anything to try and steal this little fun race away? Off of turn number 2, that's going to be coming to the white flag as the time's going to run up this time by. 1 lap to go here in this little fun race, 2-lap shootout. The outside lane starting to come back a little bit. Brandon Wallace, the outside lane, they're wrecking behind. Zabozio goes around, big wreck behind. That's even down to the 6 cars up in front. Brandon Wallace, Jared Skinner, Zachary Tyler. And Zachary Tyler and Brandon Wallace kind of touring there for a second. Mark Cofield has an opportunity, Blake McClung on the outside lane, but everyone's staying single filed as the inside lane is starting to prevail. Zachary Tyler just kidding at the run, but Mark Cofield gets a bad push from behind. That's going to cause a big checkup. And now it's all Zachary Tyler and Jared Skinner, the top two finishers from Duel number 1. They'll get a little rematch of this 2-lap feature. A little bit of contact.
Skinner
coming to the line. It's going to be Zachary Tyler, maybe. No. Jared Skinner by 1/1000th of a second. Actually, it was a dead even tie. 0-0-0 at the line. Jared Skinner picks up the win. Wow, 2 photo finishers through the same 2 drivers. I think if willing to bet, maybe Zachary Tyler and Jared Skinner, I think the photo finish next week for the main event. As exactly 0-0-0 at the line, Jared Skinner barely gets it done for a little fun 2-lap shootout there after the duels. Zachary Tyler comes up short twice.
And Skinner, I think he's gonna be the odds-on favorite, the betting favorite, you know, the money line favorite there next week. Probably plus 400, I would say.
We'll have to see. Well, I think we'll see. We'll ask our odds makers before we start next week. We'll see how that gets. But Jared Skinner, our Duel 1 winner, and also our little fun race winner, and also Brandon Wallace able to pick up the Duel number 2. Before we interview our Duel winners and also Zachary Tyler because he came up short twice. Before we do those, we'll take a quick break and we'll be right back here for the World Center of Racing. Welcome back here to the World Center Race here in Daytona Beach, Florida, as we just wrapped up the duels in our little 2-lap shootout at the end of it, just for the fun of it. But Jared Skinner able to get that fun race win and Duel number 1 win, and Brandon Wallace able to pick up heat number 2 win. But before we get to our interviews, let's take a look at our duel results. So duel number 1 here, Jared Skinner able to pick it up by 18 thousandths of a second over Ryan Sauer and Zachary Tyler. 65 thousandths behind him as well in third. Craig Martin rounds out duel number 1 in fourth. Jimmy Geikens rounds out the top 5 in duel 1. Michael James will be 6th in duel number 1. Alex Anderson in 7th. Alan Kennedy in 8th. Mark Cofield in 9th. And Bryce Holcomb rounds out the top 10 in duel number 1. Finishing 11th there is Hunter Sr. and Kynan Jones, the last transfer spot from duel number 1 from the open drivers. He'll start towards the back next week, but he was the last transfer, finishing 12th tonight. Timothy Presley finishing 13th. Jacob Ballman finishing 14th. Alex McBean 15th. Joshua Cloudenbuck 16th. Christopher Morton 17th. Dwayne Young finishing 18th. Jeremiah Holt 19th. And Dan Remberach in 20th for duel number 1. John Brill in the 21st. Dan Adams in 22nd. Andrew Guetta finishing 23rd. Jason Venezia finishing 24th. Roger Thomas finishing 25th. AJ Hudson 26th. Dave Wright finishing 27th. Boone Blake 28th. Tony Shelton finishing 29th. And Samuel Hoff, our pole sitter for next week, will finish out P30 in duel number 1. I'll bring up our Heat 2 results here as well. Our Duel 2 results. So Brandon Wallace able to pick up that exciting, thrilling of a finish in duel number 2. Blake McClung picking up 2nd. Gus Wosian picking up 3rd. Daniel Monix 4th. Isaiah Waltrus rounding out 5th. Albert Lopez finishing 6th. Brock Morris 7th. Michael Wall finishing 8th in duel number 2. Thomas Spencer in 9th. And Nate Brogus rounds out our top 10 in duel number 2. Cameron Cricket finishes 11th. And Jordan Evans finishing 12th. Ruben Rodas finishing 13th. And John Peterson, the last driver of the transfer of the open drivers in duel number 2, he finishes 14th tonight. This 15th, K.H. Donahue, the first man out in duel number 2. Brad Delt finishing 16th. Nathan Johnson rounds at the top, the 17th. Lucas Blake will finish 18th. Donnie Kite 19th. And Kyle Hosky rounds out our top 20 in duel 2. 21st will be Kelly Akron. 22nd will be Jessica Childs. Dylan Lamp 23rd. Travis Shee 24th. Nathan Fryer 25th. Jacob Wilson 26th. Tyler Forst 27th. And Nick Rees 28th. And running our 29 car field for duel number 2 is John Russell. So 2 great duels tonight and 2 great winners. We'll bring in our race winner in duel number 1 and also our little fun race 2-lap shootout winner at the very end of it there. Jared Skinner able to pick up duel number 1 in that race. So how does it feel able to get the duels tonight and able to start third next week?
Man, that feels awesome. I'm not much of a super speedway driver at all. So to get a win at Daytona or even a track like that, like Talladega, it just feels great. I guess I just timed that pass perfectly and side drafted right off of Ryan Sauer there and was able to get across the line first. And then that little 3-lapper, Zachary Tyler, who I owe a lot to for that first duel win, man, I thought he got me, but apparently that's a .000, but it somehow got the win on that one.
Yeah, very close finish and that little 2-lap shootout there, but you're able to come out on top on both. And then how are you going to be able to transition that to next week and what you learned tonight? And also starting third next week, how are you going to push your confidence level going into next week, and how are you going to be able to transition what you learned tonight?
Confidence wise, I feel a lot better. But as everybody knows, Daytona's a track that you just don't know, you can't tell the future of, and it's really about the people around you. And one of the takeaways in the duels was definitely knowing who you can and can't be around, and kind of what the strategy is too during the race, and tweaking some final adjustments. It was a good practice run for the race itself, for sure.
And you're able to master it perfectly, able to pick up duel 1 and the little 2-lap feature at the end of it. But before we send off anyway, any sponsor something for tonight's duel 1 win?
Yeah, absolutely. I'd like to thank Juicy Spider Gaming for giving me the opportunity and giving me the sponsorship here. I'd like to thank LRN and NJB Designs.
And once again, congrats on your duel 1 win, and we'll see you next week for the main event.
Sounds good. Thank you, sir.
So as our duel 1 winner, Jared Skinner, will bring in our duel number 2 winner, of Brandon Wallace. We'll find him in the Discord really quickly. If I can find, actually, I don't think he's in the Discord. Yeah, Brandon Wallace not in the Discord as of current. So we'll bring in our second place finisher in that two-lap event there. Zachary Tyler came up short in Duel 1 and came up short in the kind of little two-lap short out there. But two strong finishes for you tonight. How does it feel be able to get a solid, good run, especially coming in here tonight? Kind of first, as kind of your debut start as well.
Yeah, I mean, the first duel, I got behind Jared, and I was in a good space. I knew he can hold his line really well from previous practice sessions, but I just wanted to make sure that I made the show because I wasn't locked in going into this race. So, I mean, I might have been able to change my outcome. Maybe I would have won, maybe I'd done something differently if I was going for the win, but I was more than happy to ride behind him and stay behind him and push him to the win.
Yeah, able to get him the win in Duel number 1. Came up short right against him in Duel 2, but able to transition at the next week. Yeah, how's your confidence going into next week?
I mean, I feel like I'm really confident. I mean, obviously it's Daytona, anything can happen, race can happen. What I maybe tipped my hand a little bit too much because that's ideally what I would like to do. The little 3-lap thing at the end, that's my go-to strategy. Push the leader car right out in front and then pull off the pass coming off of 4. Because that way it's only us two going to the start finish line. Either I finish first or I finish second. But now I'm gonna have to, now that everybody knows that, I'm gonna have to do something else, I guess, to change that. But I feel really good, really confident. Looking forward to next week.
Yep, and solid results for you tonight. And we'll see. Before we send you off on your way, any sponsor that you thank for tonight's run?
I mean, just want to thank my team that took me in Real Talk Racing and everyone I raced with tonight. They're all good people. So happy to be a part of this league and looking forward to more good races to come.
Yeah, once again, congrats on your solid runs tonight. We'll see you next week in the main event.
Sounds great. Thanks guys for covering the race. You guys did a great job.
Yep. So that was our second place finisher in that 2-lap shootout, and our third place finisher in Duel 1 of Zachary Tyler. Brandon Wallace still yet to be in the Discord, so we'll just go ahead and skip over him. But a long show tonight. We have qualifying and the duels, and it was definitely a great show tonight. But before we send you off on your way here from Daytona, we'll get a little bit of we'll show the schedule for next coming up here on the Legends Racing Network. Friday night we'll have the Inter Cup Series, their final 3-race stretch to Bristol. Into their championship, they'll be going to Bristol. Saturday night, the Bolt Grand National Series, they'll be going to Richmond. And Sunday night, we'll have the Stampede Racing League. They'll be going to Auto Club. And then on Tuesday night, we'll have the Bolt Racing League. Tuesday night, Thunder at Nashville. And then we'll have the main events. We'll have the main event of the Daytona 250 for the SuperStar ARCA Cup Season 2 next Wednesday night at the same time. 8 o'clock, maybe 7:30. Not entirely sure on that one.
8:15 Eastern.
8:15 Eastern time. So hope to see you all there next week for the main event, and also maybe for the other events coming up here on the Legends Racing Network. So long here from Daytona, and so long here from the World Center of Racing. We see you next time on the Legends Racing Network.